Ghastly's evolution line and I are both poison-type tricksters, and I consider that a good enough reason to go make character sheets of them. Ghastly PL8. As a ghost and poison-type Pokemon, you have certain weaknesses. Whether a ghost-type attack is specifically from a ghost or ghost-type character, or a melee attack from any character with 4 ranks of Insubstantial is the GM's discretion. It is also weak to psychic and dark attacks, though what dark-type attacks consist of is debatable as well. Raven from Teen Titans would be my first thought, though certain attacks that receive their power from Malice and its descriptor may also count. Again, the GM's discretion. Beyond your type weaknesses, you have no arms or legs to speak of. Hope you like being spoon-fed. Honestly, I feel like I could have made its strength lower considering what it is, yet I suspected there may be situations where you wouldn't want to be left with nothing. Agility is going to be your highest stat because special attack doesn't translate into any of these. Awareness, Intellect, and Presence, I left at 0 since Ghastly is a species, like an animal. It's not unthinkable to make them smarter or dumber though. Pokemon typically come with 4 moves and an ability, and Ghastly's ability is Levitate, which, speaking in-game, is supposed to make you immune to ground-type attacks. However, I decided to forego that idea. You already have Incorporeal, so Mudshot is going to pass through you anyway, and you're above any Earthquake. Really, Ghost types are supposed to be immune to normal and fighting types, but thanks to the anime and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, we know that these things can pass through walls, so we may as well go the whole way. That being said, other types still affect us, not just the choose one type mandated by the Incorporeal effect. With that in mind, I've taken a 3-point quirk. We got the wall phasing, the physical damage immunity, but all energy attacks still affect us. It should be noted that our insubstantial effect is not with the permanent modifier, allowing us to become physical long enough to exert that -1 strength if need be. Most Pokemon types also come with resistances. We're supposed to be resistant to poison, but since it's just 1 point and poison types can't be poisoned anyway, I cheaped out and took full immunity to poison. Attacks from insects, plants, and fairies are half effect. What all counts as a fairy type attack is up to the GM. Are elves fairy types, for example? Pokemon can have up to 4 attacks, but I've only chosen to take 2, effectively spurning Ghastly's high special attack. It scarcely gets a good special attack until it's almost ready to evolve anyway, and this is a Ghastly with no trainer, which means no TMs or reason to believe it inherited a move from breeding. Lick, believe it or not, is a damaging move, but more importantly it can cause paralysis. It also learns Hypnosis. You're a true support character, and your supportiness goes on. Since it's kind of a wild animal and kind of not, I give it an expertise in survival. Intimidation, I specifically gave it so it can use the startle advantage. You lurk in haunted houses and take joy in scaring others, it's perfect. After you evolve, you become Haunter. Congratulations, you now have hands. If you want to list a lack of feet as a complication, that's up to you. You're now PL11 and you enjoy higher stats as a result. Your ability and typing doesn't change, however you do have new moves. I took Lick and added Dream Eater as a sort of health drain ability to pair with your Hypnosis. Shadow Ball pairs with Haunter's high special attack stat and gets same type attack bonus, so yes, I put it at the same rank as the sample rocket launcher in the equipment chapter, and what will be your ultimate attack against half your opponent's Hex. Rank 6 with an additional 6 ranks, limited to foes that have a status condition such as paralysis, sleep, or burn. Of course, Mutants and Masterminds has a larger variety of conditions that a character may experience. Talk with your game master about which ones apply to Hex. Your skills are upgraded, and I had an idea, Deception to go with the redirect advantage. Ghastly's whole evolution line are pranksters who can pass through walls. Isn't this just as appropriate as Startle? I chose to wait for Haunter to add this to suggest Ghastly gained more experience when it evolved, and I wanted to keep Ghastly at a lower level. And at last, Gengar PL16. Congratulations on living long enough to experience what it's like to have feet. Your only complication now are type related, and once again, you have upgrades to your stats. No change to type, but your ability is now Cursed Body, as per the latest versions of Gengar. My condolences for not being able to fly anymore, but Cursed Body shuts down moves that make direct contact with it while Gengar is corporeal, so that can get defensively OP real quick. depending on your opponent. All 3 of your ranged attacks have been upgraded to reflect the boost in Gengar's special attack stat, and now you have access to Mega Gengar. You should note that this is the result of a removable object called a Gengarite, which can be lost or stolen, but if you succeed in holding on to it, you can have a few stat boosts and a big boost to Shadow Ball to reflect the massive increase of special attack Mega Gengar gets, which this should apply to all 3 of your ranged attacks, but you're already at PL16, you're going to be just fine with this. Gengarite does come with a feature. These boosts only work on you. Atomic Brain isn't about to get +5 to one of his ranged attacks if he finds a Gengarite, though I wonder if a Science or Magic check could be made to alter oneself or the Gengarite to overcome this. This form does only last a limited time though. I suggest holding on to this for the final battle. Skills and advantages remain the same, just stronger. Players who feel they deserve a character this gimmicky have their work cut out for them attempting to convince the GM to let them use it, but it's not a terrible choice either. Likewise, a GM could use this for an extra gimmicky boss fight, a late game one. This thing isn't invincible by any means. In fact, the energy controller from the core rulebook's archetypes may be able to take it down quickly. It mostly depends on if the player can take advantage of the Quirk in Gengar's Incorporeal, and if so, can they outpace it in the initiative roll.